G'day guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about my range session I just did with my RAPSODO MLM2PRO. Let's dig into the data. How did the yardages compare to what I see in my sim? Alright guys, so in today's video, I'm going to be going through the data. What did I see on the driving range from my RAPSODO MLM2PRO? I did take it out when I did my TrackMan range session, but I wanted to do an independent session because I was seeing some weird things from the RAPSODO, especially with the pitching wedge distances. So I took it out to a separate driving range today, did some independent testing, and I'm going to step through that data. All right, guys, so before I bring up the data, I just want to talk through a few things. So obviously, when you go to a driving range, it's going to be a little bit different to hitting in an indoor environment. And the reason for that is because indoors, you can control all of your environment. You're controlling the temperature, the lack of wind, you're controlling the lie. You're always going to have a perfect lie, a perfect stance. There's a lot of things you can control in an indoor environment that you can't when you go to a driving range. Even the golf ball. So in an indoor environment, you can use your golf ball that you use on the golf course. When you go to the driving range, you're now using range balls. You can control a lot more things in your indoor environment. And for me, it makes those yardages more realistic than going to a driving range, hitting range balls, and then trying to use that data. These are the range balls I used. I'll put them on screen now. Not the best range balls you can see. There's some old ones, there's some new ones, and even that is gonna introduce some element of inconsistencies with this data. Let's have a look at the data though. Pulling up the pitching wedge, you can see the average carry, 135.4. So for me, pitching wedge is 136. I'm seeing 135.4. It was cold. I will say it was quite cold on the range. I was hitting into the wind as well. So when I talk about being able to control elements, if you're trying to work on your game, you're trying to figure out these yardages, because I'm into the wind, I'm subconsciously trying to stay more on top of the ball. You can actually see my swing. It's a lot more outside and it looks like I'm trying to trap the ball. And so that's just a subconscious, I guess, reaction of my body when I hit into the wind. So I wasn't trying to do anything different, but I can definitely see in my swing that I am trying to squeeze it out there a bit more. But stepping through the data, it actually looks really good. I'll go into a few of the shots now and a few of the swings. You can see I had some good ones in there. I had some bad ones in there. Let's just have a look at this one here. So we'll bring up the videos for this one. So I do love the fact that with the RAPSODO, you get these two cameras. So that was the actual swing vision. We'll jump in and have a look at the impact vision now. And you can see the impact there. Really, really cool stuff. I will say as well, with these golf balls, I could see them landing well short of the actual yardage being reported by the MLM2PRO. So they're obviously using an algorithm to boost the actual yardage to make it more realistic to what a premium golf ball would do. So again, these pitching wedge shots, I'll show a few more. They were actually really good, and the data I got from them was actually fantastic. Shot traces were accurate, and I love the actual camera to align the unit, because having that camera, it was just so easy to align the unit to where I was aiming. I was aiming at these signs. For this shot in particular, I was aiming at the 100 sign. And so having that line on the screen, I could just run it straight through that 100 sign and I knew the unit was perfectly aligned. Okay, let's jump in and have a look at 7 irons. So data from the pitching wedges, I have to be honest, that was actually really accurate data, really good data. Let's jump into 7 irons now. You can see 7 iron for me. I always say 7 iron for me is 170 to 174. Like I said, it was cold on the range and I was also hitting into the wind. Looking at the yardage though, 168 yards. That is really accurate data. Looking at the good shots, I've got 171.6, I've got 169.4, 168. So they're all in that ballpark. So let's jump in and have a look at this shot here. This was probably the best shot, 171.6, club speed 90, ball speed 120. We'll look at this swing. And you can see I am trapping the ball. Like I said, it was into the wind and it was actually a little bit windy out there. Impact vision there just shows that I'm hitting just a little cut, which is what I was trying to do in the session. But I mean, even that impact vision, I just love this impact vision. So all in all, 7 irons, happy with the data, really good stuff. It matches exactly what I see indoors. Obviously indoors, My ball speed's a little higher. So ball speed for me indoors with 7-iron is usually about 120 to 122, 123, depending on how I hit it. From 118 ball speed, I would expect to see 168 yards carry. That's perfect. Let's jump into 4-irons now. Again, the data looks quite good. 197.6 for an average carry. 4-iron for me, I would expect a little bit further, anywhere from 200 to 207-ish, around there. But I mean, for the ball speed, again, 133 miles an hour, that's accurate. The good shot that I did hit was the last one there at 202. So we'll jump in and have a look at that shot now. Again, you can see that little cut. I was trying to hit a little cut, and we'll jump in and look at the impact vision. And you can see the club is clearly imparting just a little bit of a cut spin on that ball. Ball speed 134.8 or 135. Again, indoors when I'm swinging good, ball speeds are going to be more 138. So I would expect a little bit more carry out of that. So for what I'm seeing here, carry of 202 with 135 mile an hour ball speed, that is accurate. Let's now jump in to 3-wood. We've got an average carry of 246.2, club speed 105, ball speed's 153.5. All that data looks pretty accurate. I'll jump into the last shot I hit because that was probably the best. And we'll have a look at this. So pretty good ball flight, nice shot. I'll go in and look at the impact vision. So again, clean contact. You can see that the ball struck the middle of the face. We'll just go back. So as you can see, the ball struck the middle of the face. It was a pretty good shot, and the data from it was accurate. Okay, this brings me on to my final test. I did take some RPT balls out there. They're not RPT balls. I took my Pro V ones with the Rapsodo ball dots because I wanted to compare the distances. I wanted to see how they compared. For pitching wedge through 4-iron, I didn't have to because I'm quite happy with those yardages. But I did hit 4 3-woods, and I wanted to see what the distance was like. And I also wanted to see the spin rates. So if we jump back, I'll go into my next session and you'll see it says 1 shot. Now, the reason for that, I hit 4 shots, like I said. The first shot, I absolutely buttoned. I hit it perfect. And this thing flew down there. I was like, that's going to have such good data. I'm going to get all this information. The Rapsodo missed it. It had the blue light as if it was trying to calculate the shot, and then it didn't show up. The second shot, I absolutely buttoned. And I was like, okay, cool. Another good shot. Lots of really good info there that I'm going to get. Again, the Rapsodo thought about it, and it didn't send the shot through. The next shot, I hit horrible. I mean, it was really bad. I topped it. It was a bad shot, so I just deleted that shot. So that left me with one Titleist ball with the ball dots, and the unit captured it. So I'm happy to say the unit captured it. And looking at the data from that shot, it pretty much matches perfectly from what I was seeing with the range balls. So we'll go through this shot now. And someone's going to get their next bucket of balls and have a few of these Titleist RPT balls in there and wonder what's going on. And now let's go to impact vision. You can see there, hit it perfectly out the middle. The ball flew. It was a good shot. I think it was a little draw, this shot. But we had 250 yards carry, 105.7 club speed, 154 ball speed. So that pretty much matches identically what we saw. If I go back, jump into my last 3-wood that I hit in this set. So looking at the data from this shot, we've got 250.3, 106, 154.7. So whatever algorithm they're using, it is matching up pretty much perfectly with range balls versus premium balls. I did go in, just for anyone that's wondering, with this shot where I did a single shot, I went through and I set it up as a RPT ball in the actual settings. This was all conducted at sea level, all of this testing. So on the app, I just selected sea level. Okay, so wrapping all of that up, I'm actually really happy with the data out of the Rapsodo from the driving range. The first session I did on the TrackMan range, I'm not sure what was happening. It was downwind that day. I was seeing some odd things with the pitching wedge carry. I'm happy to say that in the independent test, taking this thing to the range without any other radar units, it performed flawlessly, and I'm actually really happy with the data. I think this is actually usable. Having said that, I'm personally not a driving range fan anymore. Since having a place indoors where I can hit premium balls and I can get good data, the feel of range balls off the face, I just don't like it anymore. I find that my data indoors and also the swing work that I can do indoors is a lot more valid. It's a lot more precise and it's easier to work on one element. So on the driving range, you're exposed to wind, you're exposed to temperature, you're exposed to all these elements, even the lies that you have on these shots. You know, you're hitting off grass, your lies are not always going to be perfect. If you want to work on your game, doing it indoors, I find, is actually a lot more valid, because then you know that all of those other elements are not there. You've basically isolated all of those elements and now you can just work on your swing. Hope you guys enjoyed that. I will in the future have a video doing this with the R10. I did have the intent to do it in this video. However, I just wanted to do them separately. So that was the MLM2 Pro. Hope you guys enjoyed that. If you did, let me know. Any comments or question, as always, let me know down below and I will catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.